May the words of my mouth and the meditations of all our hearts be ever pleasing in your sight, O God, our strength and our Redeemer. Amen. I was in a play once, senior year of college, called The Exonerated. It is a play based on true stories of innocent people who have been sent to death row and then exonerated of their crimes due to some evidence that came out later. It's one of those plays where each character tells their story directly to the audience. It's a very first-person thing, and it's very emotional. I've been doing a lot of theater at this point because I was in my senior year, but this still felt like a challenge, a responsibility to take someone's true story and deliver those emotions, those fears, and those facts. Well, there's a responsibility to do it right, and I hope that you're good enough at your craft to get the audience to believe and to buy into those emotions and to be moved by that story. In all my time on stage, I've done some really neat and good things, but I've never achieved having genuine emotion come out of me, if that makes sense. I had yelled on stage and was convincingly angry, but I didn't feel anger inside. I looked happy and joyful on stage, but I was not feeling that in my bones. I could play things, but that doesn't mean I was truly feeling them. Because that feeling can't be taught. How you tap into your emotion, you just kind of have to keep practicing and doing it and keep working at it and keep trying till finally the right material comes along and the right practice and the right headspace and you break through to that point where you're both acting and feeling exactly what the character felt. As I was working on this play, we got to the opening night, and I had this one monologue that was truly a gut punch to the audience. It's one of the ones you read and go, this could either be great, or this could be awful, and it's all on me of how that's going to turn out. It was about how my character's brother became an alcoholic after my character was incarcerated, and the brother eventually died, and my character never got the chance to say goodbye. It called for tears, emotion. It was one of those ones you read and go, this is going to be a heavy lift, but if done right, it's going to be quite moving. On opening night, it came to that point in the play, and I started the monologue, and about halfway through I realized I was crying. I felt sad. I felt hurt. Yet at the same time, there was another voice in my head going, you're doing great. This is perfect. So like half of me was this emotional mess, and the other half was elated that somehow this all worked in a way that I was finally connecting with the character to feel that emotion. I haven't been able to achieve that again. It was a singular moment that didn't happen even on the other nights of the show. I don't know how I did it, but I got there, and I did it. I think that whole process in some ways mirrors a bit of what Jesus is telling us in the gospel for today. Because there's one question that really sticks out to me in this gospel reading that I think we all can identify with right now. Lord, we do not know where you are going. How can we know the way? Thomas, I'm beginning to like Thomas, again shows up with the question that is incredibly relevant to us right now. Lord, we do not know where you are going. How can we know the way? How many of us are asking that question right now? Of what way to go? Before that question comes up, though, Christ lifts up how he is going to prepare a place for the disciples. There are many rooms in the Father's house, and I am going to get them ready for you, he says. You are mine. Do not be troubled, because I know you are mine, and I will gather you in my Father's house. And that all sounds good. But Thomas wants directions to the house. He wants the pickup time. He wants to know what's being served for dinner. He, like me, before a trip plans extensively to know what to expect, and is not satisfied with the vague answer, I go to prepare a place for you. Well, Thomas wants to know, does it have a king bed, and will he have to pay tolls along the way? How can we go with you, Jesus, if we don't know the way? And after that question is posed to Jesus, Jesus continues with a somewhat vague answer by saying, I am the way, and the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. And I can imagine after that there was another long pause from the apostles as they tried to process that answer. And then Philip piping up and saying, well then show us the Father. Again, digging for that answer that they want, that they're just not getting. And Jesus says, you have seen the Father in me and in the works I do. How can you have been with me all this time and not seen the Father at work through me? You have experienced the Father already. Which again, feels a little vague and less tangible. But I think that's the point. Jesus could have easily here laid out exactly how salvation works, exactly how being Christian and following Christ would affect their lives, and exactly how they're going to get into heaven, and how they're going to get to the Father's house, and how this is all going to work out. Jesus could have easily pulled down a flow chart, explained it all. And in some ways he does explain it, saying, if you believe in me, I know you, and if I know you, you will have a place in my Father's house. Believe in me, and you are mine, and all who are mine have a place in the Father's dwelling. That's what Jesus is offering. For the disciples, that's not enough. They want a more detailed explanation of how that affects their lives now, and how they get from where they are now to that Father's house. And the problem is there isn't an exact answer to that question. Just like you can't teach someone how to tap in their own emotions when they're acting, Jesus couldn't sit there and explain to each one of the disciples how their lives are going to work out and tell them how their faith would play out. Just like no one could teach me how to truly be sad in a scene, so too Jesus could say, you will do this, and it's done. No, he couldn't do that. In order to learn to be sad in the scene, I have to rely on practice and knowledge and habits I have picked up over the years to guide me to that vulnerable place in front of an audience. So too, as we live out our faith, we rely on Scripture and teachings and the promise that Jesus offers in this passage to inform our journey of faith. We do not know the way. That is true. We don't know the path directly to the Father's house, but we do know what we are called to do. We do know how Jesus lived his life and how we are called to emulate that. We do know that we are called to love our Lord God and to love our neighbor as ourselves. We do know that Jesus in this passage says, you are mine, I know you, and I will prepare a place for you. Or to steal another saying of Jesus, you are mine, and I have you in the palm of my hand, and no one will snatch you out. We are Christ's. And when life throws us these immense curveballs, it's good to remember that the place is prepared for us. That promise is made and it holds, and we have the traditions and teachings and tools to face the difficulty ahead. And we won't always know the way exactly. We will still ask the question constantly, show us the way. And it can be difficult. But that way is going to be unique for each of us, and it's only through falling back on what we know that we can face what we do not know. Stephen didn't know the way while he was being stoned to death, but he was still Christ's. Saul didn't know the way when he was stoning Stephen, but eventually he would still be Christ's. Christ has us. Wherever we are on our journeys, whatever difficulty we face, we may not know the way, but Christ has given us the tools to find it. And Christ will bring us to the